I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you test problems and few concepts which will help you to understand measuring angles in radians. List in radians the angle values from negative 540 degrees to negative 720 degrees for which students should be able to know exact trigonometric ratios without the aid of calculator. Right? Go through this question once again, pause the video, answer the question. Now let's begin. Says list in radians the angle values from negative 540 degrees to negative 720 degrees for which students should be able to know exact trigonometric ratios without the aid of calculator. So that is the question. Now, what are the angles which student can work with and find trigonometric ratios without the aid of calculator? Well, the angles are pi by 6, right? Pi by 4, pi by 3, pi by 2, right? These are in fractions, then pi and 2 pi, right? So basically these are the angles which students can work with, correct? So we have to write all answers in radians. So let's think in radians, okay? Minus 540 degrees in radians is how much? So you can convert that to radians. That is to do, you have to multiply by pi and divide by 180. So let's do it. So minus will be minus 540 divided by 180 will give us 3, right? So we have here minus 3 pi to start with, and then this is 720, which you divide by 180 and multiply by pi, you get minus 4 pi. So what we need is all the angles in between minus 3 pi and 4 pi for which students can find trigonometric ratios without using calculator. Now these angles will be, you have to add from minus 3 pi these values. Keep on adding till you reach minus 4 pi. So that is kind of steps which will help us to get the answer, correct? So let's begin by adding pi by 6. Let me take another ink now. So if I add pi by 6 here, for example, what will I get? Now 6 times 3 is minus 18, right? And I'm adding, actually this is a lower number. This is lower, right? So I should be subtracting in a way, correct? So because this is lower, right? More negative. More negative means adding negative numbers, I meant. So when you do that, 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus pi will give you minus 19 pi by 6. I hope you get the concept. Do you understand? Similarly, now you add negative of this. What I'm saying is add these negative of these. That should help you. So keep on adding negative of these. That means more negative, so that you reach from minus 3 pi to minus 4 pi, right? So when you do that, 4 times 3 is 12, and one more will give you 13 pi by 4. Do you see that? Then by 3 times 3 is 9, and one more will give you minus 10 pi by 3. And then with 2 times 3 is 6, and one more negative will be minus 7 pi by 2. Do you see that? Likewise you can go. So you can go in this direction, or what you could do is you can add to this number these sets and come from that side also, right? So let's do that technique. I think some students will be more happier to do that. That is to say, this time I will add this number, right? So 6 times 4 is 24, and I'll make it 1 less, right? So I get minus 23 pi by 6, right? And of course, don't forget to write minus 4 pi here and minus 3 pi there, right? So we have to include these numbers. And now we will add 4. 4 times 4 is 16 and 1 less, right? That is how we have to, we missed 3. Let's do 3 first. So 3 times 4 is 12, and then from 12, 1 less will be minus 11 pi by 3, and then 4. 4 times 4 is 16, and 1 less will give us 15. Okay, I changed the order anyway, by 4. And when you do with 2, 2 times 4 is minus 8, and add 1, minus 7 pi. So you get your numbers, right? So of course I changed this position, but in any way, you get the idea, right? So these are all the numbers, I should say the values of angles in radians for which you can calculate trigonometric ratios without using calculators. More important here was to understand the concept and how to write the numbers in radians, right? You could easily do this question in degrees, but now we have to get used to radians so that we can appreciate it and do well in this section. Thank you and all the best.